What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the BTR Garage. My name is Justin. Yes, we have yet another gigantic box to open up here. Another exhaust system for my 2017 Subaru BRZ. I think this is finally the one we're gonna keep on the car. I've been searching far and wide for a long time trying to find the perfect exhaust for this car for my requirements. This might not be the perfect exhaust for you, but I'm really particular about what I put on my car. It's gotta be lightweight, it has to meet sound restrictions at racing sites, and it has to sound and look good as well. So what we have in the box here today is Dezod Motorsports dual exit exhaust system for the BRZ FRS or 86. It comes in under 30 pounds, and of course I am going to weigh it and try to confirm that weight, and then hopefully my quest for the perfect exhaust for my BRZ by my requirements will be complete. I won't have to worry about this in the future. If I still have qualms with this exhaust and it's not what I hoped, I'm going straight to the CSG Spec Touring 86 exhaust. That one is tried and true. It's a little bit heavier than the one we have here in the box by about 6 or 7 pounds, but we're really splitting hairs at that point. But now we're gonna go ahead and get this thing unboxed, take a look at it, get it weighed, and then we're gonna get it on the car, take off that old custom exhaust that I've had on there for a while, and then check out the Dezod Motorsports exhaust on the car. All right, with the exhaust now out of the box, I am already loving this thing. It is clear that the Dezod Motorsports exhaust is a handcrafted exhaust. It's not a mass-produced exhaust like you get from a lot of the big companies. These things are handmade at their shop, and mine was actually handmade, I think, from the time I ordered it. I had to wait a little while to get it, but it was worth the wait. The professional level welds are top-notch. I'll give you guys a closer look at those here in just a section, but the handcrafted craftsmanship that goes into this is clear right away. And the design is a little bit different than some of the other exhausts I've reviewed or installed on the BRZ. Obviously, we have the mid-pipe section with the resonator in the middle, kind of a medium-sized resonator, not as long as the stock one. The stock one is maybe almost twice as long as this one, but a little bit thinner. Then you have the connector pipe, which actually connects your mid-pipe to the muffler section. Since the muffler section is a center entrance, that pipe has to connect something like this. I'll lay it out on the ground so you guys can see what it looks like. And then the muffler section, I think, is probably the most unique of all of the exhausts that I've seen. And that is because instead of having one large muffler section in the middle here, or a straight muffler like a single exit has, this has two small mufflers, obviously in the center here, joined by this little Y pipe, which is really cool. And again, the welds, which we'll take a closer look at in a second, are just awesome. I've seen a lot of welding in my days with turbocharged cars and turbo manifolds and exhausts and things like that, and these are awesome welds. Of course, you also get your bag of gaskets and nuts and bolts. This one also came with a donut to replace the stock one that comes in the car where the mid pipe connects to the front pipe. So let's get a little bit closer look at the welds and kind of see the craftsmanship of the exhaust. Checking out the muffler section of the exhaust, you'll notice that the tips are not too crazy, pretty standard, pretty basic 4-inch muffler tips. And the small size mufflers on the muffler section, you can begin to start to see the quality of the welds. And the Y connector pipe, which connects that muffler to the other connecting pipe. Some very sweet welds going on in here. Taking a close look at the flange welds, you can see again the high quality there. The last thing we're gonna do, of course, before we get this thing on the car is weigh up the exhaust sections, add up how much each piece weighs to get the total weight of the exhaust. So we'll start off with the muffler section, likely the heaviest piece in the whole kit. See what this one comes out to. So we got an 18.8 And we got an 18.6, so we'll call it 18.6, 18.7 pounds. The small pipe we can actually fit onto my little scale here. You can see it started off at 0. So we have 3.82 pounds for the small connector pipe. And lastly, the mid pipe. And if my math is right, we're already at about 23 pounds. So this thing's got to be really light for it to be under 30 pounds, and I'm not sure it's gonna make it. So we got a 12.2. $11.2. Let's try that again here. And an 11.6. We'll do one more and see kind of what we average out with on this guy. So 11.4, so I'm gonna say right around 11.5 pounds. So with everything weighed up now, we're hitting just about 34 pounds. All the pieces weighed up. This is not a sub 30 pound exhaust, at least by my scales. Of course, there could be a pound or two variation, but even if we take a couple pounds off, we're still at 32 pounds of weight for the total system. So my quest for a sub 30 pound dual exit exhaust, I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but we're gonna go with this one. 34 pounds is still lighter than the stock system and lighter than any other dual exit exhaust system that I have tested. I think the CSG Spec Touring 86 is advertised at 36 pounds. Maybe someday I'll get my hands on that exhaust and weigh it with my scales as well, as see where it comes out. But we've got 34 pounds for the Dezod Motorsports exhaust. Now for the fun stuff, we're gonna get it on the car, see how it fits up, and then finally take it for a test drive. All right, the Dezod Motorsports exhaust is on the car, and I gotta say the fitment on this thing is top notch. It's 10 times better than the custom exhaust that I had on the car, and granted that was a custom made exhaust, it wasn't a manufactured exhaust, but the fitment on that thing was a lot tighter in here. This exhaust, you guys can kind of see the piping up here, is nicely centered in the transmission tunnel here, or the drive shaft tunnel. And my other custom exhaust was actually hitting the heat shield up in that area, whereas this one has quite a big gap in here. I can fit my whole hand or arm behind here, and there's no touching of any of the parts, so that is a plus. And the center entrance, or the center exit on the muffler section back here where the pipe comes back towards the middle of the rear of the car versus going out towards the side. I like that design a lot better. Let's take a look at the tailpipes on the car. So again, the exhaust tips are not very glamorous with this exhaust, unlike the Blitz Nurspec exhaust that I had before, that VSR that had the burnt titanium tips that looked really cool. These are just a plain brushed silver and actually look really nice when the exhaust is installed on the car. The fitment is again nearly perfect with these guys. They don't protrude too far, they're not sunken in too deep like the stock exhaust tips are, and they fill out the diffuser holes pretty well. Alright, so enough looking and talking about this thing. We're going to get it down off the quick jacket and get some exhaust notes during startup, and then get some sounds driving down the street as well. All right, guys, let's do this first drive with the Dezod Motorsports exhaust. So it's a little more throaty than I thought it would be. Sounds good though. Let's go ahead and get out of the neighborhood here. All right, so it is a little bit louder than I thought it was gonna be just going through the neighborhood, but not terrible at all. Definitely not as loud as some of the single exits that I've had. All right, so we got the car up to temperature. We can let it rip just a little bit here. Yes, sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. It's got some rumble to it. Not like a boxer rumble, but rumbly exhaust notes. Definitely has that kind of deep, rumbly, I want to say drone-y type sound, but it's not drone like you get a highway drone or vibration kind of sound. All right, we'll turn it around here and take another fast pass. So far I like it. I can put it into the fourth gear and kind of cruise along here and not really hear it. It does sound quiet enough so that it will pass sound restrictions at the race sites. That is obviously the big killer. All right, let's go. How about we'll do some wide open throttle runs here. Yeah, love that sound on the deceleration. right, guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for the Dezod Motorsports dual exit exhaust. I like it. It sounds good. It looks good. It fits really good. And top-notch craftsmanship with the exhaust. There's only one more test that I need to do with this thing, and that is make sure it passes the sound requirements again at the race site. So I'll find that out this weekend. I don't think it will be a problem. And that's gonna do it for this video. We're gonna wrap it up. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any thoughts or comments, leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you, like always. Stay fast out there. I'm gonna check out of here. We'll talk to you all next time.